we're going to be exploring the world of Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, or QHHT, for healing and transformation.
Sounds very exciting.
Yeah, it is. And we're really lucky today because we have a leading expert in this field joining us.
Well, thank you.
We're going to be drawing from the insights of Aima, a level 2 QHHT practitioner, and the mind behind the Aima Being Expanded Awareness podcast.
Wonderful. QHHT is a powerful tool for self-discovery and healing, and it's fascinating to see how it's gaining recognition.
Yeah, it really is. I've noticed that too. And, some people might hear QHHT and think, oh, that's just a fancy term for regular old hypnotherapy, but it's really not.
That's right.
So while both QHHT and traditional hypnotherapy utilize hypnosis, they have some key differences.
Think of traditional hypnotherapy as focusing on a specific issue, like using a magnifying glass to examine it closely. QHHT, on the other hand, is more like using a wide-angle lens, taking in a broader view of your subconscious to uncover deeper connections and root causes, often stemming from past lives. It even goes a step further by connecting you with your higher self for profound insights and guidance.
Okay, I'm already intrigued. I'm already hooked.
Yeah.
But before we dive deeper into those differences, can you just give us all a quick rundown of what hypnotherapy is all about?
Absolutely. Hypnotherapy is a guided process that helps you tap into the power of your subconscious mind by inducing a state of focused relaxation and heightened awareness. In this relaxed state, your mind becomes more receptive to positive suggestions, visualizations, and affirmations, leading to changes in unwanted habits, behaviors, or even deep-seated emotions.
So it's not about like mind control or, making you do things against your will like some movies might suggest.
Not at all. It's more about working collaboratively with your subconscious mind to achieve positive change.
Okay.
Imagine you're trying to quit smoking. A hypnotherapist might use guided imagery to help you visualize yourself as a healthy non-smoker, strengthening your resolve and weakening the association between smoking and pleasure.
So it's like planting seeds of positive change in the fertile ground of your subconscious and then watching those seeds grow.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this is where QHHT takes a fascinating leap forward.
Okay.
Developed by Dolores Cannon, QHHT goes beyond just addressing specific issues.
Right.
It involves two main stages: past life regression and connecting with the higher self.
Past lives. Now, that's where it gets really interesting for me.
It definitely adds another layer to the healing process. Past life regression involves guiding you to experience memories from past lives, uncovering events or patterns that might be influencing your present-day challenges.
Wow.
For example, someone struggling with a fear of water might discover a past life experience where they drowned, shedding light on the root of their current phobia.
Oh, that's incredible.
It is.
And what about connecting with the higher self? That sounds almost mystical.
It's a profound experience. Your higher self is like a wise, compassionate, and all-knowing aspect of your consciousness that holds deep understanding and guidance for your life.
Okay.
During QHHT, you're guided to connect with this higher aspect of yourself to receive answers, insights, and healing on a physical, emotional, or spiritual level.
It's like tapping into your own personal source of wisdom and guidance.
Yes.
That's amazing. So given these distinctions, how does the role of a QHHT practitioner differ from that of a traditional hypnotherapist?
Both act as guides facilitating your journey into the subconscious.
Okay.
But a QHHT practitioner needs a specific skill set for navigating the multiple levels of consciousness involved in QHHT. They have to be adept at recognizing subtle cues to ensure you're deeply immersed in the theta state, a state of deep relaxation crucial for accessing those past life memories and connecting with the higher self.
So it's like they're leading an expedition into the uncharted territories of your subconscious.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And beyond the technical expertise, they also create a safe and supportive environment, especially important when you're dealing with potentially intense emotions or profound insights that may surface during a QHHT session.
Yeah, I can imagine that it can be quite an emotional journey for sure. Now, you've mentioned that QHHT and traditional hypnotherapy have different strengths and are best suited for different purposes.
Yes.
Can you explain that a bit further?
Certainly, traditional hypnotherapy excels at addressing behavioral changes like breaking habits, managing anxiety and phobias, even managing chronic pain.
Right.
It's great for rewiring those deeply ingrained subconscious patterns that might be holding you back.
So if I wanted to finally overcome my fear of public speaking, for instance, traditional hypnotherapy might be a good option.
Absolutely. It can help reframe those negative thought patterns and anxieties associated with public speaking.
Okay.
QHHT, on the other hand, delves deeper.
Oh.
It's ideal for those seeking answers to bigger questions, wanting to understand the root causes of recurring patterns in their lives, or seeking deepened meaning and spiritual insight.
Gotcha.
It goes beyond symptom management and aims for profound personal transformation.
So it sounds like QHHT is more about understanding the why behind our challenges and seeking guidance for our overall life path.
Precisely. It's
Oh.
about connecting with that deeper wisdom within you and gaining clarity on your purpose and potential. It can be incredibly empowering for those ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
But as with any powerful tool, it's important to understand its nuances and potential considerations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Before we move on to those considerations, I'm curious about the actual experience of hypnosis. What happens to your body when you're under hypnosis? It all sounds a bit mysterious.
It is fascinating.
Yeah.
During hypnosis, your brain waves slow down, entering the theta state.
Okay.
It's a deeply relaxed state, similar to what you experience just before falling asleep or as you're waking up, that dreamy in-between state.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling.
Most people do.
So what's going on in the brain during this theta state?
In this relaxed state, the thalamus, which acts as a filter for sensory information, becomes less active. This allows you to access the right hemisphere of your brain more easily, which is where memories, emotions, and intuition reside.
Right.
It's like opening a doorway to those deeper, often hidden parts of yourself.
So it's not about being unconscious or losing control,
That's
but
right.
rather accessing a different level of awareness.
Exactly. You're still aware and in control, just in a more receptive state.
So no clucking like a chicken or revealing your deepest secrets against your will,
No, not unless you want to.
unless you want to.
Oh.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's reassuring to hear.
Wow.
Now let's talk practicality. How successful are these approaches and what's the typical cost involved?
Traditional hypnotherapy has a high success rate for issues like anxiety phobias and pain management.
Okay.
Many people experience significant improvements after just a few sessions.
Okay.
The cost typically ranges from $100 to $300 per session.
That's encouraging. And what about QHHT? Is it more expensive?
QHHT tends to be more expensive due to the depth and length of the sessions, which can last several hours.
Okay.
Costs typically range from $300 to $600 per session.
Got it.
As for its effectiveness, it's a bit more nuanced.
Okay.
QHHT focuses on profound emotional and spiritual transformation, which can be difficult to measure in traditional ways.
Yeah.
However, many people report experiencing significant shifts, profound insights, and deep healing even after a single session.
Wow, that speaks to its potential for deep inner work.
Ugh.
So I have one final question before
Yeah.
we move on.
Mm.
Why is it that QHHT must be conducted in person, unlike traditional hypnotherapy, which can sometimes be done online?
That's an important distinction. QHHT requires that in-person connection because the practitioner needs to observe your subtle physical and emotional cues throughout the session.
Okay.
They're looking for shifts in your breathing, body language, even slight changes in your energy field.
So it's about creating that safe and trusting space where you can fully relax and dive deep into your subconscious.
Precisely. It's about facilitating a profound connection, not just between you and the practitioner, but also between you and your own inner wisdom.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful dive into the world of QHHT and hypnotherapy so far. What stands out to you from what we've learned?
What fascinates me most is how QHHT goes beyond addressing surface-level issues and dives into the root causes of our challenges, sometimes even reaching back into past lives.
Sounds like a detective story of the soul.
It is.
And I love how both approaches emphasize that we're not simply at the mercy of our subconscious mind, but can actively work with it to achieve positive change.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with something to ponder.
Okay.
If you could access the wisdom of your higher self, what question would you ask? What burning question do you have about your life, your purpose, or your challenges? Hold on to that question as we continue exploring the intricacies of QHHT in our next segment.
All right, I love that. I love ending on a question. So listeners out there, think about that for a little bit while we take a quick break, and we'll be back soon.
See you soon. Welcome back to our exploration of QHHT. I hope you've had some time to reflect on that question. What would you ask your higher self?
I know I have. It's amazing how such a simple question can spark so much introspection. But before we get lost in existential pondering, I'm curious to know more about those subtle cues QHHT practitioners observe during sessions. You mentioned shifts in breathing and energy. Can you elaborate on what those look like and why they're so important?
Those cues are like a language the subconscious mind speaks, offering insights into what's happening beneath the surface. For instance, a sudden change in breathing could signal that a deep emotion is surfacing, perhaps related to a past life memory.
Oh, wow.
A practitioner might note a change in skin tone or temperature, maybe a flush or a chill,
Right.
suggesting a shift in energy flow.
So it's about being attuned to those nonverbal signals, almost like reading body language, but on a more subtle level.
Exactly. These observations help the practitioner guide the session, effectively ensuring the client feels safe and supported as they delve into deeper levels of consciousness. And that's why the in-person aspect of QHHT is so crucial. It's about creating a space of trust and connection where those subtle nuances can be perceived and understood.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like the difference between reading a text message and having a face-to-face conversation.
Mm.
You pick up on so much more through direct interaction. So if someone is considering a QHHT session, what can they do to prepare for such a profound experience?
A great question. Preparation plays a key role in having a successful session. It's not just showing up, it's about setting intentions and creating the mental and emotional space for those deep insights to emerge. One of the most important things is to approach the session with an open mind and a willingness to embrace whatever comes up, even if it's unexpected or challenges your current beliefs.
That's a good point. It's about surrendering to the process and trusting the wisdom of your subconscious mind.
Exactly. And having specific questions you want to explore can help focus the session and allow your higher self to provide the most relevant guidance. Are you seeking clarity on a specific challenge? Are you curious about your life purpose? Or perhaps you want to understand the root cause of a recurring pattern in your life?
Right. Having that clarity of purpose can make all the difference. So it's a combination of open-mindedness and intentionality. Now, the part everyone's probably most curious about, the higher self. Can you describe what that connection feels like and what kind of insights or guidance can someone expect to receive?
Connecting with the higher self is often described as a profound and awe-inspiring experience. Imagine a sense of overwhelming love, peace, and knowing.
Okay.
Some people see images, others hear words, and some just feel a deep sense of knowingness.
Interesting.
The insights you receive can vary widely words. You might gain clarity on your life purpose, receive guidance on relationships or career choices, or even understand the karmic lessons you're working through in this lifetime.
So it sounds like a truly personalized experience tailored to your individual journey.
It is, remember, your higher self is not separate from you. It's a higher aspect of your own consciousness, holding wisdom and guidance specifically for you. So the answers you receive are always relevant to your unique path and challenges.
But what happens after the session? I imagine it can be quite overwhelming to process such profound insights. How do people integrate those experiences into their daily lives?
The integration process is just as crucial as the session itself. That's why QHHT practitioners usually provide a recording of the entire session. Listening to this recording allows you to revisit those insights and guidance, absorbing them on a deeper level.
It's like having a roadmap to your own inner wisdom.
That's a great way to put it. You can also journal about your experience, meditate on the insights you received, or even discuss them with a trusted friend or therapist. The key is to find what works best for you to process those deep revelations and allow them to guide your choices and actions.
So it's not just about gaining knowledge, it's about embodying that knowledge and allowing it to transform your life.
Precisely. Now, I know we've talked a lot about the positive aspects of QHHT, but it's also important to address potential risks or concerns. While QHHT is generally considered safe when facilitated by a trained and experienced practitioner, there are still things to be aware of.
What are some of those potential challenges people might encounter?
Well, diving into the depths of your subconscious can sometimes stir up difficult memories or emotions. You might revisit a past life trauma or face an uncomfortable truth about yourself. That's why choosing a qualified practitioner is paramount.
Right.
Someone who has undergone extensive training and certification, who can hold space for you with compassion and expertise as you navigate those potentially intense emotions.
So it's like having a skilled and compassionate guide to help you through those turbulent waters.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that you're always in control. If something feels too intense or overwhelming, you can always ask the practitioner to guide you back to a more comfortable state. It's your journey, and you have the right to set boundaries and move at a pace that feels safe for you.
That's reassuring to know. Now, what happens if someone doesn't experience past lives or have a direct conversation with their higher self during a QHHT session? Does that mean it wasn't successful?
Not at all. Every QHHT session is unique, and there's no right or wrong outcome. Some people have vivid past life regressions, others receive clear messages from their higher self, and some experience profound healing without any specific visions or conversations.
So it's about trusting the process and being open to whatever form those insights might take.
Absolutely. Remember, the subconscious mind works in mysterious ways. Sometimes the most profound shifts happen beneath the surface without any grand revelations. You might simply notice a change in your perspective, a release of old emotional baggage, or a newfound sense of peace and clarity.
That's a great reminder that healing and transformation can unfold in many different ways. We've covered a lot of ground in this segment, exploring the nuances of QHHT, from the practitioner's role to the client's experience, and even addressing potential risks.
Right.
What are your thoughts as we move towards real-life examples of QHHT's impact?
What's fascinating is how QHHT offers a holistic approach to healing, addressing the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of our being. And it's empowering to know that we hold the keys to our own transformation, and QHHT can help unlock that potential within us.
It's like QHHT provides a framework for accessing the wisdom and healing power that resides within us all. I'm really looking forward to hearing those real-life stories and witnessing the transformative power of QHHT in action.
I think those stories will bring this whole discussion to life, showcasing how QHHT can touch lives in profound and unexpected ways.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of QHHT. It's been quite a journey exploring the intricacies of this powerful technique and how it can, unlock that hidden wisdom, facilitate healing, and guide us towards a more authentic life.
Yeah, it really is fascinating.
But what really brings these concepts to life are the stories, the real-life experiences of people whose lives have been touched by QHHT.
Stories have a way of connecting us to the heart of the matter, showing us the transformative power of QHHT in a way that theories and explanations simply cannot. They allow us to witness the possibilities and see how this technique can help people overcome challenges, find answers, and step into their full potential.
Exactly. So are there any particular stories that come to mind, ones that really illustrate the impact of QHHT? I'm eager to hear how those deep dives into the subconscious have played out in real life.
There are so many powerful stories to share, but one that stands out involves a woman named Sarah who had been battling chronic anxiety for years.
Oh, wow.
She had tried therapy medication and various self-help techniques, but nothing seemed to provide lasting relief. The anxiety was like a constant shadow affecting her relationships, her work, and her overall well-being.
Anxiety can be so debilitating. It's like a weight that holds you back from experiencing life fully. I can only imagine how challenging it must have been for Sarah to live with that constant burden.
It was truly impacting her quality of life. So she decided to give QHHT a try, hoping to understand the root cause of her anxiety and find a way to break free. During her session, she was guided back to a past life where she had experienced a traumatic event that had left her with deep-seated fear and insecurity.
So her present-day anxiety was actually connected to a past life experience. That's incredible.
It's a testament to how our past lives can carry over into our present, influencing our emotions, behaviors, and even our physical health.
Yeah.
Through the QHHT process, Sarah was able to release the emotional trauma associated with that past life event, and gradually her anxiety in this life began to subside. It wasn't an overnight miracle, but she started experiencing a sense of peace and freedom she had never felt before.
That's amazing. It's like she finally released the handbrake that had been holding her back.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how many of our present-day challenges might be rooted in past life experiences. Do you have any other examples to share?
Another story that deeply touched me involves a man named David, who was feeling lost and unfulfilled in his career. He had a good job, a stable income, but he felt like something was missing. He lacked passion and purpose, and it was starting to affect his overall happiness.
Yeah, that feeling of being stuck in a rut, going through the motions without a sense of true purpose is something I think a lot of people can relate to.
It's a common experience, but it doesn't have to be the end of the story. During his QHHT session, David connected with his higher self and received guidance about his true calling in life.
Okay.
It turned out that he had a deep-seated passion for writing that he had suppressed for years, believing it wasn't a practical or viable career path.
Oh, wow. So his higher self helped him uncover a hidden passion that he had pushed aside. What happened next?
Inspired by the insights he received during his QHHT session, David decided to take a leap of faith.
Good for him.
He started writing again at first just for himself, rediscovering the joy and fulfillment that came with expressing himself creatively. He joined a writer's group, took some online courses, and eventually started sharing his work with others. He discovered that not only did he have a talent for writing, but he also had a message to share that resonated deeply with others.
It's amazing how QHHT can help us connect with those hidden talents and passions that we might not even be aware of.
It's a reminder that we all have unique gifts to share with the world. Sometimes we just need a little help remembering what those gifts are and giving ourselves permission to pursue them. In David's case, QHHT was the catalyst that helped him break free from his self-imposed limitations and step into a life that was more aligned with his true purpose.
These stories are so inspiring. They really highlight the transformative power of QHHT and how it can help us heal old wounds, discover our true selves, and create a life filled with meaning and purpose.
Exactly. And while each person's experience with QHHT is unique, there's a common thread that runs through these stories, a sense of empowerment, a deeper understanding of oneself, and a renewed sense of hope and possibility.
It's like QHHT shines a light on the path that was always there, helping us see the way forward with more clarity and confidence. It's been an incredible journey exploring QHHT with you today. From the technical aspects to the profound experiences, we've covered a lot of ground.
It's been my pleasure sharing these insights with you. I hope our listeners have gained a deeper understanding of this powerful technique and its potential for healing and transformation.
As we wrap up this deep dive, what's one key takeaway you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
I believe the most important message is that the power to heal and transform your life lies within you. QHHT is simply a tool, a doorway to accessing that inner wisdom and unlocking the potential that resides within each and every one of us.
Beautifully said. And for those who are curious and want to explore QHHT further, remember Aima, whose insights inspired this deep dive, has the wealth of information available on her website and podcast. Her work is a testament to the transformative power of QHHT and the incredible possibilities that await when we dare to dive deep into the realms of our subconscious.
Her dedication to empowering others through QHHT is truly inspiring.
So, dear listeners, if you're feeling called to explore QHHT, trust that inner nudge and take that first step. You never know what incredible discoveries and transformations await you on the other side.
Happy exploring.
And until next time, keep diving deep.